Hey friends, welcome back to Andy's Crap. If you're returning, if you're new here, please like and subscribe. If you like this type of material, I'm going to go over today how to find yourself an awesome deal on vintage or near vintage audio gear. That's what we're going to talk about. Another video, I'll talk about media, like records and CDs. There's some real gotchas around that one too. So I'm going to go through 5 mistakes. First one is buying at the wrong time. Let's talk about time. How do we find out when is a good time to buy? Let's go to Google Trends. Bingo. Bam. We're here. This is a place where you can go to find search trends. So if we type in turntable, if I can type, you'll see that it looks like there is sort of a trend here. But if you look up at the top, it's only listing for 12 months. Let's go look at 5 years. Bam. There's a trend here, right? Definitely a trend. The worst time to buy a turntable is guess when? Right around Christmas time. You want to buy a turntable, it looks like summer is the absolute best time. Summer, maybe fall, looking in here, September-ish. All right, that would be my advice. First, go here, identify what it is that you're looking to buy in general terms. Don't type in like the actual turntable brand or the number in it or so on. Just type in turntable. If you're looking at like a CD player, let's just look up CD player. Is there a trend around CD players? Yes, look at that, Christmas again. All right, but there is a steady downward trend. I bet we get to see that reverse here in a couple of years. All right, next mistake I see a lot of people make is they do not search across platforms. The best way to search across platforms is just go to Google, type in Luxman R3055 for sale. That's what we're looking for today, is a Luxman receiver. And we're going to hit enter, and it's going to return all of the places that have them for sale. It's very important to put that keyword for sale in there. Otherwise, you're going to get back all kinds of other information. You're going to be digging forever. If they didn't somehow tag it with the word for sale, and it's not, yeah, anyways, for sale. It's important to put it there. All right, we're going to go to Hi-Fi Shark first. Hi-Fi Shark is a place where there's this concept in websites called API. And you have public and private APIs. The public API, anybody can go in there and use that public API to return a listing of what's out there. And that's how Hi-Fi Shark works. Hi-Fi Shark subscribes or pulls in all of these APIs and then just lists an image of these. So what happens is when I click on this Luxman right here, it redirects me to eBay. And guess what? I'll bet Hi-Fi Shark actually gets a kickback, maybe 10 cents, maybe 5 cents, but that's how they're paying for this. And they're putting these advertisements up here, all that good stuff. So this really isn't a place to go to buy. It is just another search engine. All right. Going back, we're going to find Reverb. Now you'll notice that Reverb kicked a result out here, but this Luxman up here in Hi-Fi Shark wasn't on there. Well, you'll see here on this listing here, 180 out of stock. Ah, darn it. All right, let's just go and look at it just for the heck of it so I can show you around the Reverb site. Reverb is an excellent resource, but you still have to be careful, okay? That is going to be mistake number 2. Mistake number 2 is buying on a platform that doesn't provide guarantees. All right, so this Reverb site does provide a protection for the buyer as well as a seller, right? So if I buy something on here and it shows up and it's a piece of junk or not what was advertised or is beat up or whatever, I have a recourse, okay? And that is very important. If you buy on like Facebook Marketplace or what have you and deal in cash or something like that, you're just out. Unless you get real lucky and the person's like super duper honest, you're out. And I would encourage you to stay away from Facebook Marketplace. They're just not a mature selling platform right now. There are a couple of others. such as OfferUp and things like that. Macari and a couple of others. Even actually Amazon has some vintage listings. I honestly, generally, more often than not, the people I see selling on those platforms are not audiophile or audio enthusiasts or what have you. People that are selling on Reverb are the people that are really, really super interested in audio equipment, and that's who you want to buy from. You don't want to buy from a reseller who just went and picked it up at Goodwill and just looking to they bought it for 20 bucks, they're looking to sell it for 200, they want to make their money and move on. They're not going to take care of you, nor do they know how to take care of a piece of equipment. Typically, some of them do. All right, so on this Reverb site here, you have a grade of the seller. 4.95 out of 5 stars is freaking really, really good. This is a good seller. This seller also has sold 1,500 items. They've been out here since 2015. They have a heck of an inventory out here. I looked in before I did this. Anyways, good description. They tested it. The pictures are great. They're crystal clear, and when you zoom in on them, you can actually see what's going on with the item. And this seller has put the effort in to actually help you navigate this item. Now, super good price. It's gone, of course, so we're off back to eBay. All right, we're just going to click on the eBay link provided in the Google search here. Bing. All right, not a took us to a single listing. All right, great. So it's not like a general search. Let's look at this listing. There's one picture. Is this helpful? I would say ultimately not very helpful. Let's look at the seller here. The seller has 104 rating, 100% positive feedback. That's good. But let's look at all of the feedback and let's do some searches. Did they sell any turntables? No. All right. Have they sold any? What else do we have here? Stereos. One. Series 8 channel 1500 watt mixer. Okay, that's a bigger item. That's not it's a delicate item, so that's good. That's good. Are they a buyer or a seller? Looks like it's a feedback. I can't tell. All right, received as a seller. Okay, there we go. Sorry, I'm used to using this on my phone. I don't get on here and use this very often. So receiver, very good. Let's see here. Receiver damaged in on top. Seller was great, but the shipping left. Okay, so this is a huge red flag for me. What the problem here is a lack of care when packaging an item. Let's look at mine. Let's go over to, let's see here, mine. Let's go over to Google. I'm going to come in through the front door of my store here. Midwest Hobby and Craft on eBay. And if we go into the feedback on my store, this is honestly, this is like what you're going to want to see when you're buying something online. Let's type in turntable. All right, sold a ton of turntables, tons of them. Okay. And then we're going to go in and look at what the seller went above and beyond to help me troubleshoot. Gold star seller, turntable was as advertised condition. Meticulous packaging. That's what you want to see when you're buying online, whether it's from Reverb, whether it's from an Amazon seller, or whether it's on here on eBay. That's what you're looking for. Don't buy from somebody who has not sold these things before, unless you know which questions to ask. And that would be like mistake number 5, not asking questions. Let's go back to our open search here and just type in Luxman. R-3055. All right, in here you'll see there's three now listings for Luxman. Okay, good stuff. Let's see in the past what they have sold for. So this is going to lead us into our questions. All right, there's one that sold for 174, one that sold for 200, and down here are like results. So you'll see a lot of Luxman R-1s in here. The one is supposed to be superior to the two. You know, I have both, and you know what I can't tell? The difference. But I have older ears, so there it could be just an ear problem. It could be that my 1000 series was just it needs recapped or something. It could. So I'll own that. Let's go back to what's out there as far as search results are concerned. Luxman Accurate Tuner, recapped, upgraded. This is beautiful. This is somebody, if I had $700 to blow, I will buy from. Dude obviously has taken care of the item in such that they've restored it, right? And let's go back and look at their description is just great, wonderful, like all kinds of good stuff in here, talking about what they've done. Oh man, this is great. This is wonderful. I would buy from this seller. And look, they've got 3,716 and Vintage Audio Lover is their name. Come on, man. You can't get more like into vintage audio than that. If your name is that. As a seller, let's see what he sold. Onkyo. There. Recap. So look, see, there's a stereo. There's a stylus and Magnapan. Holy moly! Oh, I was going to say if you ship Magnapans, that's hell of a ship right there. ADC Audio Technica AT. Geez, this is great. This is great. MP7000H. This is perfect. This is what you want to see. So now we're going to ask the questions. When we see something out here for sale and we have examined it, we are going to actually reach out to the buyer no matter what. There is like no reason not to make communication or contact with the seller. All you got to do is go to this contact seller button here. And anybody who's previously asked a question, all of their answers will be in here. And then if you go to contact seller, you can write in here, hey, I was wondering shipping details, shopping details, shop. Okay, anyways, you get the point. I would in here ask, how are you planning on boxing it? What are you going to wrap it in? And what shipping shipper are you going to use? So on and so forth. I would ask just like every darn question. How did you test the voltage on the outputs? Things like that. I mean, the sky's the limit. Be careful because once you get this delivered, you know, it can get kind of squirrely. It can get kind of hairy. eBay does protect the buyer and the seller. So that's great. That's awesome. Ultimately, if it's not as described, you will get a refund. But it's just a pain in the butt to deal with getting refunds and shipping crap back and everything else. It's easier to ask all those questions up front. Okay. So that is what you're going to do. And in here, let's see here. Like I might ask on this one, why was it open? Okay, so this is, I already know this listing a little bit. So this person has not sold any other receivers and this one's open, right? And I'm just like, why would you have had that open? It's open. That's suspicious, but it looks good. I think it looks okay. Is it worth $255? Well, here, let me show you what I bought mine for. All right, so here's, this isn't mine. Where's mine? Where am I at? I'm up here. All right, purchase history. All right, I bought mine. Let's see here down here. I've started collecting these CD players. They're getting really hard to find. Holy moly. So if you go out and look at personal CD player, I'm going to go off on a tangent. Skip ahead 30 seconds if you don't want to hear my tangent. If you go into personal CD players and sort by repair, and sort out the repairs, right? The ones that need repaired, not working. And then you filter it even further by keyword and say you don't want for parts repair in there. You cut out like half of them. And then of those half that are left, so you got a couple thousand that are left, half of those are just absolute crap. Actually, probably 3/4 of those are just crap. They're really cheap models. I mean, it's really, really hard to find these, and they don't make them anymore. So if you're at all interested in any of these personal CD players, it's time to pounce. Time to get your hands on one. All right, let's go find that Luxman. There she is. All right, so I'm gonna key in here. It's gonna try and do some advertisements for me up here at the top, but down here is what I ended up getting it for. And the reason I got it for 150 is because I reached out to the seller who had previously sold it, but the buyer didn't pay. And I said, hey, listen, I'll buy it for 150 bucks. How are you going to ship it? You know, give me some more details, la, la, la. Guy was awesome sauce. He had it packed like ridiculously well. And because I reached out and talked to him, we kind of built a rapport. I talked about how I was going to use it, how I'm just a collector, because he thought I was after it to resell, to recap and resell like that other seller has done. Anyways, all right. So the other thing that you want to do, this is number 6, the last one, test it immediately. When I got this, it sat on the patio for about an hour. I brought it in the house. It sat there until that evening, opened it up and tested it. I actually took a video as well, just in case it started to misbehave. And then I just posted the video on my channel because that's how I roll. I like to post these. These things are freaking cool to hear. All right. So those are the 6 mistakes you can make in buying stuff online. Try and avoid them. First one, buying at the wrong time. The second one, not shopping across the platforms. Don't just get on eBay and think that eBay has the best deals. Buy on a platform that provides a guarantee. Don't buy on like Facebook Marketplace. Don't buy somewhere where there's no recourse for you as a buyer or a seller. All right, buying from a seller who doesn't know audio, big no-no. Make sure that you ask all of the questions. That's number 4 and 5. Ask all the questions you can up front before you pay for it. And when you get it, test it immediately. All right, I have made every one of those mistakes, and I've paid for them through the nose in some cases. Actually bought a massive amplifier, really, really rare crown. And the guy said it was working perfectly. And when I got it, I just left it in the box for a couple months because I didn't have anywhere to put it. When I opened it, it was not even remotely what I purchased. If it was, it had sat in somebody's basement in a water pit because it was just rusted. It was horrible. Reached out to the seller, and guess what? The seller was no longer there. Ha ha! Surprise, right? Don't take those risks. Do your research, ask your questions. You don't have to take the same risks I do because you're smarter than me. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.